Hey guys, it's Critty here. In this video, I just wanted to help you guys get rid of your silverfish issue. Maybe you saw one running across the floor or saw one in the bathroom and it freaked you out and you want to get rid of it. They're really not that hard to get rid of provided you treat them properly and use the correct products. So I'll walk you through the steps. I'll talk a little bit about how to identify them, what kind of habitats they live in, where you might be seeing them in your house, and how to get rid of them. So let's go ahead and get started. Silverfish don't have any wings. They're about a ½ inch long when they are fully grown, and they have sort of a silvery, scaly look to them. They have these 3 antennas coming out the back, which I don't know, they look kind of like long little projectiles. And yeah, so this is sort of what they look like. Where's a good, here's one next to a nickel, so you can kind of get a good idea of how big they are. Pretty small. They hide in those little like cracks and crevices of like your baseboards, or maybe they come through your plumbing. But basically, the females, they usually lay between 1 and 3 eggs a day. So you might think they might multiply dramatically and you'll have a big messy issue soon, but their eggs only hatch between like 72 and 90 degrees Fahrenheit, and if the humidity level has to be between 50 and 75%. So typically it's not going to be a big issue unless your house is super humid, which generally is only going to be like the bathrooms if you take a lot of hot showers. So that's generally where the issues lie, is in the showers. The younger silverfish are, look exactly like the adult silverfish. They're just a bit smaller. And they'll travel pretty far looking for food. They'll come all the way from outside to in your crawl space, in your foundation, up your foundation, through your house, into your bathroom, looking for something to eat. But once they find something to feed on, they'll just stay there and kind of hang out until that food source is depleted. These insects do live a pretty long time for a bug. They live up to 3 years. So it's pretty important that you do kill them, or else they're just going to be hanging around for a while. The types of things they eat are sort of like the backs of labels or like book bindings. They'll feed on like the back of wallpaper, any sort of toilet paper or something that's on the bathroom floor, they'll feed on. To get rid of them, like I said earlier, the eggs only hatch, between humidity levels of 50 to 75%. So if it's possible, you can just keep the humidity down in your house. That's a way to keep the eggs from hatching. Also, like I said, they only really survive in climates above 72 degrees. So if you keep the house at like 65 degrees for a couple weeks, that'll help in getting rid of them. But more often than not, you will need some pesticide use. Not really one of those bugs where it's vital for you to call a professional pest control company to come out and exterminate, your silverfish if you've only seen like a few of them on the floor. It's not one of those bugs where you see one and there's like 500 more somewhere. They only come out at night, so you might not see them a lot during the day. Maybe you wake up in the middle of the night, use the bathroom, and you see one scurry across the floor. That's because they are nocturnal. So during the day, when they're sleeping, try to pick up the trash can, move some bottles and stuff from under the cabinet or the closet, move some stuff aside. They could just be hiding in under some sort of object inside the bathroom. And more often than not, they'll be like, if there's any cracks at the base of your baseboards, they'll be chilling in there until the nighttime comes. But just be wary of, turn on like the exhaust fan when you're taking a shower so that all that humidity doesn't build up inside your bathroom. And try not to spill any water on the floor best you can, because that's gonna help them live a bit longer. If you can keep the moisture down, that's really what these guys are going for. They want to live in high moisture level areas. They like to be, in that kind of wet, damp environment. So if you can keep the moisture level down, that will help tremendously in getting rid of these pests. Some pesticides to use. What we use, this is kind of an old beat up box that's been in my truck, but this is some Deco Silverfish. Super safe. It just comes in these little packs here. You just put these little paper packs around your bathroom, under the cabinets, or inside the closets. It's put on the floor flat, and this is a bait, so make sure there's no other sort of paper, toilet paper, paper towels, cloth, anything like that on the ground. Just clean up your bathroom, make it nice, sweep it out, and then just put these little packs everywhere. And when they come out at night to feed, they'll feed on these packs and they'll die. And it's as simple as that. Really easy to use. No special equipment needed. Something else is just to get a residual spray. I would probably shy away from any of those like home defense sprays or store-bought sprays. You want to get a good quality, concentrated spray that you'll mix up in a sprayer. You can get those, 1 gallon sprayers, like garden sprayers or weed sprayers or whatever, for like $15 from your home improvement store. Really cheap. Even the pesticide itself, like Tall Star, it'll be like, I don't know, it'll be like $30 for a bottle of concentrated form of it. But that bottle will last you several years. I mean, it really pays off in the long run. All you have to do is invest, some money for that bottle of mixable solution. I think it's like 1 ounce to 1 gallon of concentrate to water, and you mix it up, spray it, along your baseboards and the cracks and crevices, and before you know it, your silverfish will be gone. Something else you can get is like a bottle of this Sidekick. It's oil-based, great for silverfish. You just kind of want to spray it in the cracks and crevices, like I said, at the base of your baseboards, where the toilet, plumbing connects into the wall, or under the sink where the plumbing connects into the wall. Spray in those areas. This is oil-based, so it won't wash away as easily if the floor gets all wet from taking a shower or something. So that's Sidekick. So that will help get rid of the silverfish that are inside of the house. If you wanted to prevent the silverfish from getting inside the house in the first place, then taking that, residual spray, maybe you think about getting the Tall Star. You can use that same spray to treat the foundation on the outside of your house, and that will help prevent silverfish from getting into your house in the first place. Just make sure you get a good quality, good reviewed residual spray pesticide, like Tempered, Demand CS, Tall Star by Fenthrin, anything like that. It's pretty inexpensive, and it'll totally help keep those guys out of your house for months to come. So all in all, to get rid of these guys, turning down the temperature, something like 65 degrees, and reducing the moisture levels will help tremendously. Cleaning the bathroom up helps a lot, but don't rely solely on just having a clean bathroom, because these guys can live for weeks without food and water, and they might just kind of hang out and be dormant until more water or paper in their food source appears. So use a residual spray. Get the some of those Deco Silverfish packs if you prefer that. That'll help. That'll get rid of your issue. And if you have any questions or this video helped you out, please leave a comment. Like the video if your issue resolves itself. And yeah, until next time.